V-am găsit la cea de-a 20-a ediție a GPeC Summit, pentru că vreau să încep interviul ăsta cu un om special și cu o urare de la mulți ani, pentru că sărbătorim 20 de ani de GPeC. 2025 înseamnă 20 de ani de GPeC, pe care l-am mai sărbătorit odată pe 27 mai, la ediția din vară. De data asta avem invitați speciali, avem invitați pe care abia aștept să-i cunoașteți și de 20 de ani GPeC Summit înseamnă o comunitate de excelență. De 20 de ani suntem alături de comerțul electronic din România și punem umărul la dezvoltarea uneia dintre cele mai dinamice industrii. De 20 de ani aducem împreună oameni, inovații și know-how. De 20 de ani creștem, evoluăm alături de voi, fie că vorbim despre antreprenori, parteneri sau chiar companii. De 20 de ani, cum spuneam, GPeC înseamnă o comunitate, înseamnă educație și înseamnă excelență în e-commerce. Alături de mine, exact cum vă spuneam, avem un invitat special. By my side is Brock Johnson. Hello, how are you and how do you feel at the GPeC Summit?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. This is amazing.
We celebrate actually 20 years of GPeC Summit today.
I heard that. It's so exciting. I'm like extra honored now. Yeah.
So how are you? Brock Johnson is actually an Instagram growth coach. How are you? How do you feel at GPeC?
I love it. It's been awesome so far. Everyone is so kind and so welcoming, so it's been really great.
Great. We want to talk about Instagram because Instagram actually has changed so much over the past years.
Yeah.
And I think everyone can feel that from this point of view. From big brands to small creators, it feels harder to grow.
Yeah.
From your perspective, is Instagram actually still a place where people can grow in 2025?
Yeah, it is. It feels harder than ever before, and it is harder than ever before.
Yeah,
because
we all feel that.
there's more content than ever before. I saw a recent number. There was 34% more reels posted this year than last year. So way more content, but there's not 34% more people. There's not 34% more time watching reels. So the supply demand is really what's changed. But with that being said, you can absolutely still have success. We've seen that our average student grows, I think, almost 16,000 followers per year. So it's absolutely still possible. It's difficult, but it's doable.
In your keynote, you said that the algorithms have changed forever.
Yes.
For someone posting regularly but seeing no traction, what exactly has changed? Because what are people still doing wrong because they are stuck in old rules of Instagram?
Absolutely. I think that the first thing that has really changed is actually really good news for anyone who has a lower amount of followers, and that is that it doesn't really matter how many followers you have anymore. The algorithm,
it doesn't matter. Followers
it matters
doesn't
a
matter.
lot less. It matters.
Okay.
I'm not going to say zero, but it matters a lot less.
Okay.
The algorithm doesn't necessarily care. Oh, you have 1 million followers. We're going to make sure that 1 million people see your content. They care if you can make good content. That's the biggest change that the algorithm has made over the last few years. And really what that comes down to is the human beings, the people. Are they finding your content interesting, captivating, entertaining, worth watching? And if they are, then it will be shown to more people. If they're not watching it, if they're not actually engaging, well then the algorithm won't show it to very many people. So I think the biggest thing that people, brands, business owners, content creators need to change right now is stop just trying to make smart, educational, valuable content and focus on entertainment. Focus on captivating your audience.
Okay, so the captivation of the audience. This is what I wanted to ask now. What content still works today?
It's not the content that is the lesson I learned or the 3 tips for this or the quick tutorial on how to do this. We can get that from Google, YouTube,
from
ChatGPT. Exactly.
Yeah.
So now it's storytelling. It is using a strong hook that grabs your audience's attention. It is presenting content in an interesting way that people haven't seen before. And that doesn't necessarily mean professional. That doesn't mean fancy editing. That oftentimes means showing up more authentically, less editing, more real, less filters, less changes, and more just authentic in the moment content will oftentimes connect with people even better.
You also mentioned that followers are an outdated KPI. That's a big statement because so many still chase the number of followers.
Yeah.
And we all run after them. If followers don't define success anymore, what should creators and businesses actually measure to see if Instagram is working for them? And what are the 3 steps that we should follow to actually see return on investment on Instagram?
Great question. I think that first and foremost, isn't just me saying this. This is Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram. Numerous other heads of social media apps have said something similar, which is that views and engagement matter so much more than followers. Right? Just because a brand has 1 million followers doesn't mean that that brand has social credibility or impact. And we all go to followers, and that's where our eyes go to, right? That's what we've been trained to look at.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, if I was like, hey, a brand has 1 million followers, but they get 10 views on all their videos, you'd say, did they buy the followers? Who cares if they have 1 million followers? They're not actually engaged. So the more we actually just take a second and think about it, it's about the views and the actual engagement that is going to yield the biggest results. That's going to drive people from followers into customers or viewers into customers. And so I think if there were 3 things to focus on, first and foremost, we need to know who our target viewer is.
Okay.
Rather than trying to reach the masses, try to reach one super specific group of people, and then you're going to be able to engage with that group so much more effectively. So that's the first one. The second one is obviously we need to make sure that our profile is optimized. We need to make sure that our bio is concise so that when someone does look at our profile, they know, oh, she's all about this. All of his posts are going to be about this. This brand, they provide this sort of solution, this sort of product. They know very easily. And then third, probably most importantly, is the actual content. And when it comes to the content that you're posting, it ultimately, this is an oversimplification, but it is posting a lot of good posts, a high quantity of high quality posts. And I think the best kind of post you can make is a post that is share worthy. The type of post that when you see it, you're like, oh, this is so good. I got to send it to my friend. Let's share it with my friend. They're going to watch it. They're going to consume, and they're going to likely become a customer.
What means high quantity?
Yeah. There is not a pure number. Everyone wants, is it 1 a day?
1 a day or 2 a day or something.
What's the number?
1 post a day and 3 stories a day.
Exactly. Everyone wants a number, right? It's the more you post, the more you grow. It is absolutely a fact. It is mathematically proven that as you post more, you grow more. Of course, you can't post more and then decrease your quality. You can't start posting random stuff just to post.
Sometimes you run out of ideas, maybe.
As long as the level of quality remains the same, if you can increase the quantity of how much you're posting, you will see growth.
Let's say someone who is watching this runs a small business store or personal brand. They're short on time and overwhelmed by all the new tools and content types. What's one simple thing they can start doing tomorrow in order to grow in 2026?
Yeah, I would say they can start doing it today, which is take the things that they've already posted and simply post them again. People are not doing this. Reposting over and over and over
recycling
again.
the posts.
Yes, 100%. I'm still posting things from 2021, 2022 over and over and over again because the reality is most people didn't see it the first time, right? And the ones who did, they don't remember. They've seen 10,000 posts a day since then, and so they don't remember your post from a few years ago or even a few months ago. And so you should constantly be reposting your content.
And this saves time.
It saves time, it saves energy, and then you can either directly upload it a second time with no changes, or you can make slight modifications, slight changes, and then it would technically be a new post. And you can do that over and over and over again, and it will save you so much time.
You've coached thousands of people on Instagram growth. If you could sum up in one sentence, what's the mindset people need to succeed on Instagram in 2026 and even in the future?
Yeah, I think that the mindset is that they are detached from the results. They're not letting their ego and their self-worth be tied to how many likes or views or followers they're getting.
That's a problem.
It's
even
such a problem.
On businesses too and on personal growth too. We all are so subjective when it comes to likes and followers and engagement and reviews.
And we're so comparative. We're comparing to this person and this person.
Let's see what the other did.
Instead, you have to, like a horse, put on the blinders and you can't look at what anyone else is doing. You can't even look at necessarily how many views and likes you're getting. You have to just keep creating. And I often say, embrace the suck. Embrace the pain cave. Enter the pain cave and allow yourself to say, hey, this is not going to be fun for a little bit. This is going to be challenging. This is going to be an uphill grind, and it's going to feel like you're making no progress until suddenly one day you look back and your content is so much better, and you're reaching so many more people, and you have so many more followers. But it takes time.
How much time?
Of course, it varies person to person. It might take months. It might take years. I think expecting it to take weeks or days is unrealistic.
Yeah.
I think even if it takes a few months, that's
yeah.
pretty fast. Realistically, it's going to take a year or 2 or 3 years.
We have expectations over the night.
We do. Yeah.
We've seen a huge shift toward authenticity, raw content, and creators showing behind the scenes because it's a trend.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an authentic content, this behind the scenes. Do you think this trend will keep growing, or we are just heading toward another big shift in 2026?
I think this trend is going to keep growing because there's I like to say there's the normal distribution graph of how content performs. On one end of the graph, we have the super professional content. Hollywood level editing and videography, it's professional, right? And then on the other end, we have super raw, super authentic. Like I'm just whipping out my phone, I have no makeup on, I have no preparation, and I'm just talking. Like as if I was calling a friend. Those are the two extremes, and those are the two best kinds of content. Everything else in the middle of this graph represents what most people are posting, and that also represents what isn't doing well, which is a little bit of editing, a little bit of filtering, a little bit of refining. So it's not fully authentic and raw, but it's also not fully professional and polished. And
but
so
people still appreciate it.
They do, and I think that the more raw and authentic and genuine you can be, the better, and especially with the rise of AI content, it's becoming easier and easier to make polished professional content. And so I think that authenticity and realness is going to become a premium.
If you had to give one piece of advice for our audience who actually didn't see your speech today and couldn't be here at the GPeC Summit, what would that be?
Just press post. I think that
press post,
just
really?
press post.
Oh my God,
like
that's
forget
a very
every
good one.
tip I've ever given. Forget every strategy out there. Stop listening to podcasts. Stop taking more courses, and just press post, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to practice, and that's how you're going to get better.
Thank you so much for your presence here. Thank you for your valuable information that you gave us. You're one in a million, and thank you for for your presence here. It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Noi rămânem aici pentru că în curând o să avem parte de noi invitați surpriză, așa că stați aproape.